Welcome to Project Pro Code Recipes. In this video, we are going to learn on how to optimize number of trees in XGBoost. So this is the code snippet over here. I have copied this code and I have pasted that in my Jupyter notebook. I'll explain to you the code over here as well as run this for you. So let's get started. Now, first of all, what is XGBoost? So we all are familiar with different types of model. Bagging model, boosting model are two very common models that you must have heard of. So first of all, let me explain to you what is bagging model. Now, bagging basically averages out. So there is a concept of weak learners in which different each learners learn independently. Now what bagging does, it tries to average out the final learning or the final output of each model. Whereas what does boosting but what we want if my previous learner has performed poorly, I want my new learner to understand or to not repeat the mistake that my previous learner has done. Now my boosting model does the same thing. It doesn't yes from the previous learner, it checks out what are the mistakes that the previous learner did, and it tries in the next, and the new learner tries to improve itself as compared to the previous learner. That's why XGBoost are a much efficient model as compared to normal bagging models. But the problem with XGBoost or the boosting models are they're quite complex. So they need huge data set to perform good. If you have low number of data set, then XGBoost and GBR and all the boost type of different complex models as a boosting models are going to perform poorly. So this was about XGBoost. Now in this model I'm going to show you how to optimize the number of trees that are used in XGBoost. Sorry, I forgot to tell you the most important thing. XGBoost is a tree based model. Now I'm walking you through the code and I'll explain to you the meaning of each and every code as I go through it. Now, so from sklearn I've imported data sets. I'm going to use inbuilt data set of my uh, I'm going to use inbuilt data set of my sklearn library. Now from sklearn.model selection I am importing 10. I'll create a training set and a testing set to check how my model has performed. Now from XGBoost I'll import XGB classifier, and from sklearn.model selection I'll import gridsearch CV. Now sklearn.model selection I'm importing stratified k-fold. Import matplotlib, so I'd be using matplotlib. From matplotlib I'm importing pyplot and then pyplot as plt dataset. So I'm loading my dataset now, and I've split my dataset into x and y. The x contains the data points and y contains the target. Now I've split my dataset into training and testing. 25% goes under the testing and 75% goes under the training part. After that, I'm creating a range of estimator. So what are my range of estimator from 50 to 400 with variation of 50. I've initialized my model XGB classifier and I'm creating a dictionary for parameter grid. N estimator is equal to n estimators. Now one more thing, before passing any parameter grid into your grid search CV, you need to convert that into dictionary form. That's why I converted it into dictionary by writing dict. Now k-fold. So what k-folds are the number of k-folds you want. So or the number of cross folds you want for checking. So I'm performing 10 k-folds. That is, it will split my data set into 10 parts. Use 9 for training and 1 for testing, and will iterate over will iterate over the data set by picking up the 9 and testing the leftover one. Random set equal to 7. Now grid search CV, I'm initializing my grid search CV model parameter underscore grid, and scoring is neg underscore log underscore loss. N jobs is equal to -1. CV equal to k fold grid result equal to grid underscore search dot fit xy. Now print grid result dot CV result. So now my CV result is going to contain 10 in 10 outputs for each cross validation that it performed. So I'm calculating a mean test score, then my standard test score, and dot CV result parameters. So this will print the means the standard deviation and my parameters. Now it will print. Now so after that, what I'm going to do, for each I'm creating a tuple of iterator by using zip function. For stdev and param in zip means stds and parameters, I'm going to print percentage means basically I'm going to print mean stdev and parameters with each different trees or with each different research that I perform. After that, I'm plotting error bar, n estimators, means and wire standard. Now XGBoost. Now finally, I'm visualizing the final result by using graphs. This is going to take time. Oh, it did not plot the graph. Just a second. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Now you can see these are my scores for different estimators along with my mean and my standard deviation. Since I'm using this means negative mean. So you can see the standard deviation are always going to be positive as it is a square root. So you can see the best result is for my estimator 250. Now minus 0.106673. So this is my best score. After that, you can also visualize it using graph. So my graph is XGBoost estimator versus log loss. This is my log loss over here and this is my estimator. So you can see how the log loss, uh, yes, how the log loss increased and how the log loss was, yes, how the log loss was maximum, as it was minus 0.135 and then it slowly decreased because as I'm going to 0 it is going to decrease. I want my log loss to be as minimum as possible. So the 0 to 0 it will to 0 it will be the best. Then it increased, then it became minimum at 250. Then the slope again started decreasing, sorry, then the slope again started increasing and my log loss started increasing again in the negative side. Now, this was all about codes in this video. For more code recipes like this, you can visit our website as well as our YouTube channel. Our website also contains a number of ready to do projects done by experts. You can check them out. And the URL for the code of this video is available in the description below. Thank you.